What's going on, guys? Now we're gonna do the trade recap for the day. I took this trade live on TikTok. Everybody saw me take it, and I'll just go into the depths of why we took it and what the reasoning behind was. So going on to the weekly chart, we had already tapped in the gray pool on the old contract. This is the new contract, so we don't really care if it tapped into it or not. Basically, my main high time frame PD array was the weekly consequent encouragement of this wick because I had tapped into a high time frame PD array, which was the gray pool. That being said, so we had their weekly CE marked. So we were just waiting for price to go into the weekly CE, which it did as market opened. And right now I'm in the regular trading hours, which is why we see this big ass opening range gap. So after we had taken that low, if we go lower to the left, we had taken resting PM liquidity from day before. So we had rated the lows that we needed to raid. Now we were looking for higher prices to at least fill the org, right? Obviously we're still expecting this high to get taken, which we still are till right now. But overall, the trade, we weren't targeting the moon. Like, this is the moon. We were just looking for quick profits in and out because we knew market was going to be not that good because we had big expansion during electronic trading hours. So for example, here we had our TGIF, which was traded to 30% of the weekly range, and then we had our actual move, which was higher. That being said, so our entry was based off of our entry model, breaker mitigation. So first things first, we saw an SMT at this low over here at 927. The low at 927 was rated right at 936. So as it got rated at 936, we had that SMT, which looked like this, and on top of that we had another SMT before it. So after we wanted to what we wanted to see is, since we tapped into the weekly CE, we really just wanted price to give us a confluence that, okay, this is a good time to enter, and blah blah blah. And our entry model, like I said, breaker mitigation. So we knew our breaker mitigation was formed after price had closed above this old high that we left behind as we tapped into the weekly and caused the SMT. So after we had closed above, I entered off of the 2-minute fair value gap because I didn't want to miss the trade, so I didn't want to enter over here. So I entered a little higher right over there with my stops below this candle low, and my original take profit was this high. But as soon as we had tapped into the opening range gap, I had taken a partial. I went in with 4 minis. I took 2 partials over here, and then the rest we were stopped out at break even. But overall, in the long term, it doesn't really matter because our analysis was correct, and what we wanted to happen is happening and is going to happen, and that's completely fine. There's going to be days where we miss out on a lot of profit. There's going to be days where we lose, where there's going to be days where we make a lot of profit. But this is just one of those days, not as high probability, a lot of choppiness earlier on, but we do end up getting the moves around 11:50 macro, which is expected because 10 a.m. consolidates, and then we had to move higher. That being said, man, this is just the first trade recap, and there's not really like much else I can talk about rather than just saying why I entered the trade, what happened, blah blah blah. But overall, I think this is a pretty decent trade. I'm not mad at it. The only thing I would change about it is not going break even, but again, I had a good reason to go break even at the time because price was really choppy, and these lows weren't really protected lows because price could come and go lower because we had been going lower for so long. So even though we are trading our market maker buy model after the sell model has occurred, we are not 100% guaranteed that this sell model is the play because we're playing off of probabilities. And since the probabilities were in low favor at the time, so I had went break even around over here, which is where I partialed. So, and then we were stopped at our break even, but price continued and ended up tapping into our take profit. But yeah, man, I'd say it's a good trade. We didn't make a shit ton of money. That's completely fine. We made money. That's all that matters. So now we go into the next day, and I'll see you guys live on TikTok on Monday and trade recap again. I'm going to post this on YouTube and TikTok, I'm guessing. We'll see. But yeah, man, I hope this helps. If there's anything that you guys want me to specifically talk about in trade recaps, let me know in the comments. Let me know what I'm missing, and so on and so forth. Other than that, I hope this helped. Thank you for watching. I'm going to see you guys next time. Peace.